Yo, what's going on? So, I see a lot of people ask, what's the best way to maintain a bond when you first get membership? And a lot of the time, you would say Motherlode, or Blast Furnace, or Crafting Nature Runes, and that's all true, but if you're going for long-term profit, I would say Slayer is arguably the best skill to train. It's also probably one of the slowest skills to train too, especially with lower combat stats and not a lot of GP. However, once your level gets higher, it will bring you in huge profits in short amounts of time, even without doing bossing and just doing tasks as normal. And the first really profitable Slayer monster, which comes at level 70 Slayer, is Kurasks. And their only location is in the Fremenic Slayer dungeon, which you can get to easily with the Slayer Ring teleport, or Fairy Ring code AJR, or with the house teleport if your house is located in Relica. And what we're going to do is test out 1 hour at Kurasks and see how much profit you can expect to make and how much XP you can expect to gain. So right now what I'm doing is selling all the herbs I have in my bank just in case so I don't get confused with what I get from the Kurasks because they drop a lot of grimy herbs. Alright, so we're gearing up now and I'm going to switch to the regular spellbook because Kurasks drop a good number of alchables and you don't want to have to bank more than necessary, so I would highly recommend bringing alks with you. And it'll also help if you put those alk runes in a rune pouch because you'll save an inventory spot that way. And we're going to empty the gem bag as well because we're probably going to hit the rare drop table a couple times. So here's what the inventory is looking like. We got the herb sack and gem bag to save inventory spots, and then 2 super combats, although you could bring more if you want to pot more often or stay longer, but 2 is enough for an hour for me. And then for food, I got sharks, but I also brought some lobs because I don't want to waste food at the start because we probably won't be taking too much damage from the first few kills. Then we got the rune pouch to save inventory slots by holding alk runes, and I'm using the max cape as a teleport, and then we've got bones to peaches tabs. In case you run out of food, you could practically last here forever just off of that, but I'll talk about that more later in the video. And then for my gear setup, I'm trying to maximize crush attack plus strength bonus. And Kurasks are weak to stab, but I would recommend using the leaf-bladed axe over the sword or spear because of its extremely high crush attack and strength bonus. And I've got the Slayer helm because I'm on a Slayer task right now, and then everything else I have is just to help with the strength bonus, like the Fire Cape, Torture, Bandos, Defender, Primordial Boots, Berserker Ring Imbued, and the Barrow's Gloves. And I've got the Blessing too, just in case I decide to use Prayer. So we're going to head over there now and use the Fairy Ring code AJR to teleport us straight outside the caves. And then you can just run straight through to the end of the cave, but if you don't have 81 agility, I would recommend bringing a dose of stamina because it is a bit of a run, but you need 81 agility to use the first shortcut, and then 62 agility to use this second shortcut. And once you get to the end, if you're on a Slayer task, you can go upstairs to the Slayer area in case it's crowded, but usually it's really not bad at all. But we are here, we are all potted up, and as you can see in the chat, we've got 197 to kill, so we'll see how many we kill in this 1 hour. But let's stop wasting time, let's get started, and we'll start the timer right now. So there's a few other ways to get here that I didn't mention before because they're not as common, but if you have the music cape, the run isn't too far from the teleport, and then the Enchanted Lyre is a very close teleport as well, and you could also take the minecart from the Grand Exchange to Keldegrim and walk out from Keldegrim and go south, or you could just do it the old-fashioned way and teleport to Camelot and run from there. So I wanted to talk more about the Bones to Peaches and how to camp here forever. So you can see these guys drop a lot of noted items, which is where the bulk of the profit is going to come from. And you can see my inventory is starting to fill up with the notes already, and if you run out of food, then start picking up the bones and use the Bones to Peaches to heal, because all the valuable items are noted, and you really don't ever have to worry about banking as long as you got food. Another thing you can do is bring a Ceridome God Sword, because even though it won't do damage, you'll still heal as if it did do damage. So if Bones and Peaches aren't quite enough for you, then you might want to think about investing in an SGS as well. And that's one of the great things about Kurasks, is that you don't have to be on a task to kill them. Now, you don't have to melee Kurasks. You can range them in a safe spot by using Broadbolts, and then you'll never even have to worry about food. But I would highly recommend doing melee over range because you'll get faster kills that way. But if you can't afford good armor to tank them with melee, or if your melee stats are low and you find yourself taking too much damage, then you might just be better off by ranging them to save up GP for a while. So the hour's almost up, and we did get 1 superior, so I'm going to take away 2500 Slayer XP from the total because that's RNG. And the loot was mediocre, so I'm not going to worry about taking that out. But the time is up now, so let's stop that, and we're going to go and grab the loot from this last kill. And now OSBuddy's been tracking what XP we've been gaining, so let's move that over real quick after we get away from these Kurasks. So first off, we killed 167 Kurasks in this 1 hour, and you can bring a Bone Crusher to get a few hundred per XP, but I didn't want to take up an extra inventory space. But we gained 68.4k Strength XP, 22.8k Hit Points XP, and after subtracting 2500 Slayer XP from the superior, that leaves us at 16.3k Slayer XP. But now we're going to head over to the GE and sell off all the stuff and see exactly how much profit we made in 1 hour of killing Kurasks. So if you haven't noticed already in my inventory, I got the Leaf Bladed Sword, which is a 1 out of 384 drop, and I also got the Leaf Bladed Battle Axe, which is a 1 out of 1026 drop. Obviously, that's not typical to get in a single hour, so I'm not going to be including that in the final loot. But otherwise, this trip was about as standard as they come. Now, as for supplies, we used maybe 20 to 30k in supplies, but if you take the odds of getting rare drops, that's more than enough to offset the supply costs, so we're going to negate that for the final loot. So the final profit that we made from this was 602k. And if you divide that by 167 kills, that means the average loot is 3.6k per kill, not including the rare drops. But we're going to throw those rare drops in there just for fun, and you can see that added an extra 115k. But overall, 600k is definitely a good number to go by because that's what I noticed I typically get when I'm here. And this hour was proof that you can make 600k GP, if not more, profit per hour at Kurasks. So I'm thinking of starting a series showing off different methods to maintain a bond, where if you do the method for only 1 hour a day, you'll have enough money, if not more than enough money, by the end of the 2 weeks to consistently maintain membership through bonds. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that, and if so, I can start getting those out. And I really do hope the video was able to help you, and if so, then please give it a like. And I'm currently posting every single day at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so if you want to stay up to date on my videos and see more from me, then please subscribe, it really would mean a lot. Also, I made a Discord for the channel, so don't be scared to join that, or you could join my clan chat too, the username is Mudkip. They're both great places to make some friends, so don't be shy if you want to come by to chat or just lurk. But I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.